Hi everybody and welcome to my tutorials. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching functions in Python. So let's get started. So a function is a block of code that it can only be run when it's called. And a function can save lots of time and lots of room. So let me give you an example of a function. So to define a function in Python, I need to type in def space, and then I need to give the function a name. So I'll name this function my function. And then now we need to add a pair of parentheses and then a pair of colon at the end. So now all the code that is placed over here in the space is inside the function. So now inside the function, I could add any command. So just for an example, I'll print the word hello world, and I'll just add another print. So print hello Python. Okay, so this is basically a function. So now if I run the code, nothing shows up in the terminal. And that's because, like I said before, you have to call a function in order to display the code that's inside it. So to call the function, I'll type in the function's name, and then I'll add a pair of parentheses, just like this. And then now, if I run the code, it will display hello world and hello Python. This is the code that I placed inside my function. So that's the basic idea of a function. So how could this function save us time and room? So imagine I have in this function hundreds of lines of code, and then I would want to use the code that's in this function twice. So the simplest way is just copy and paste it. Well, just like I said, that could take a lot of time and it could catch up a lot of room in the code editor. So a simpler way is just put that code in a function, and then if you want to display the code in the function twice, just call the function twice by typing in the name twice. So if I do this, I get hello world, hello Python twice. Okay, so now we'll be learning arguments. Arguments is a way to pass data to the function. So let me give you an example. So I'll erase the code over here, and I'll leave the function empty for now. So the argument is placed between the parentheses of the function. We'll put in a name, and that name will describe whatever we want to pass to the function. So let's say I would want to pass someone's first name, so I'll type in fname, and you could add as many parameters you want, just separate them with a comma. So after I add my parameter, let me show you how I can pass data to the function. So let's say I want to print your name is, and then plus, and then the name of the argument. So fname. So now after you did this, I need to pass over here where I'm calling the function a argument that will describe fname. So between the parentheses, I'll put in a pair of quotes, and I'll type in a first name. So let's say Benjamin. And then now if I run the code, as you see, it displayed your name is Benjamin. So basically what happened here is when I put this parameter fname, it looks over here wherever I'm calling the function for the answer for the parameter. So because I replied to this parameter with a Benjamin, and that's a first name, so it displayed your name is plus fname. So fname is basically like a variable that takes data from the user. So now you might have a question, why am I doing your name is plus fname? Why can't I just do the name directly? Why do I have to pass the data to the function? So let me give you an example. So let's say I would want to call the function twice. So I'll type in the function's name twice, and then I need to add a parameter. So now let's say I want to add a different name. I don't want the name to be your name is Benjamin for the second time I'm calling it. I want it to be a different name. So let's say the second name will be Nathan. And now if I run the code, as you see, the first time I called the function, it displayed your name is Benjamin because it took the parameter from the first time I called it. And then the second time it said your name is Nathan. And that's because it took the data from the second time I called it. So that's basically an argument in Python. So now we'll be learning how to return data to the function. And let me give you an example. So let's say now I would want to do math in Python. And I would want to give the user the option to enter the numbers. So let's say I'll add an argument. And now I'll say 10 plus x. And x is the argument that the user is going to pass. So after we did this, we could print my underscore function. And that's basically going to give us the result for this math question. And then now we have to add the argument. So the argument will be 10. So basically what it's going to do is 10 plus 10. So now I'll run the code. And as you see, I get none. Well, why do I get none? I thought I add the parameter. So this is when you need to return the value back to the function. So to return the value back to the function, before I do the math question, I need to use return. So what I'm doing is return 10 plus x. And then now when I run the code, I get 20. And the error is solved. So this is the best way to solve this problem. There is another way to solve it by just printing this line of code here. So if I just print this and I remove the print from here and I run the code, I will get 20. Well, this is not the right way to do it because, for example, you're creating a bank app that will manage people's bank details and stuff. So you don't want it to print the value in the terminal because you don't want hackers and people to see the information. So if you don't have the print and you run the code, so it wouldn't show up in the terminal. And that's a more secure way to do it. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I'm pretty sure that this is the last tutorial for Python Basics. And in next tutorial, we'll be starting more advanced stuff. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, share this video with friends, and subscribe if you haven't yet. If you have any questions, you could write it in the comment section below or contact us in our email. Thanks for watching.